Welcome back to the channel. My name's Peyton, and today we have a performance review of the Anta Zap 1, which is Dante DiVincenzo's shoe. And I regret not doing this review earlier because these are the best. For the traction on these, we have a nice pattern, multiple directions, and it has some deep grooves and then also some shallow grooves. So there's plenty of space for it to fold over and grip the ground. And then these wide spaces give dust collection a place to go. I played on a fairly dusty court and didn't have any problems. It didn't collect too bad, and I never had a problem with slipping. At first, I thought there were multiple different kinds of rubber on the bottom here with the different colors, but I think it's the same. It kind of has this roughed up look on it, and then that's also on the white part as well. And then it's kind of shiny on the flat parts, and so it squeaks really loud. And I don't think this would do too bad outdoors even. There's some surface area that should prevent wear too fast, and it's not super soft. I would have to see, I'd have to play in these to know for sure, but I think these will do well outside. On the upper materials, we have full synthetic, and toward the toe box, there's multiple layers of this synthetic material. So it seems pretty strong, and it's also extremely breathable. That's probably one of the best upsides to this shoe, is the breathability is really awesome. The tongue has a decent amount of cushioning in it, but then there's these big holes where you can see the air is able to flow through there. Then inside here you can see where the laces eyelets are. It has these kind of straps that go all the way down around your foot, and that feels good. The lockdown's really great, and the lacing system is comfortable, especially with the tongue being fairly thick. Feels great. Then there's just enough padding in the heel of the shoe to lock your heel in there. And I had no heel slippage at all. Got a heel counter in the back, and then the foam actually comes up pretty high, further locking your heel in there. For the cushioning setup, we have this foam you can see in kind of this yellow color, and it's not extremely soft, but they leave plenty of space for it to expand throughout the shoe. So you have these cutouts in the bottom, really similar to the Audi Zero Select 2.0. So that it takes away some of the weight, and it also provides space for the foam to go, so it feels a little bit more cushy. And these, after playing in the New Balance shoes, the Kawhi 4s and the Hezi lows, these felt so bouncy, it was like I had rocket boosters. So the foam is way more responsive on these, and it had plenty of impact protection. So you can see up here in the forefoot, there's a couple pieces of TPU that come up the side of the foot, and they provide a little bit more support. So the containment is great on these. I had no problem there. And I was a little worried sometimes when you have this slightly harder plastic on the side. I've had problems with my little toe smashing into that and hurting, but I had no problem with these. And then you can see this outrigger is pretty big, comes out nice and wide, and so you have a lot of stability in these as well. The heel of the shoe is also wide. Great stability in these, especially for a small, lightweight, tight-fitting shoe. Then I pulled out the insole. The insole is really thin, almost non-existent. It's not very nice. And on the inside there, I actually didn't do this until after I played in them a little bit. And so I didn't notice that the shank plate is top loaded, and it's just sitting right underneath the insole, which sometimes feels really bad. And so I was surprised that these felt fine. So that might be something to think about for some people. It's sitting right there. The bottom of your foot is going to be hitting that. It only has this thin insole in between your foot and that shank plate. But for me, it felt fine. I didn't feel it at all. So you can push in there and you can feel the really soft foam on the forefoot and in the heel. And then there's just a hard shank plate right there. So these have pretty decent torsional support. Nothing too crazy. It still allows your foot to bend a little bit. And then same thing with the bendiness of the forefoot. It still gives more than some stiff shoes, but there's some rigidity there, and it's giving you some energy return as well through the shank plate. The fit on these is true to size, but it's nice and tight. So my toes come pretty much all the way to the end, and it fits like a glove. So if you're a little worried about the sizing being too tight, or you want a little bit of extra space, I would go up a half size. Otherwise, I think most people are going to be happy with that 1-to-1 fit on the true to size. And then another thing that I like about these is the shape of the toe box. It's a little bit more neutral. Still has a little bit of that C shape there, but it's nothing too extreme. And so this is the perfect shape for my foot. Overall, I love everything about this shoe. Every aspect of its performance is perfect for me. It's comfortable, it's breathable, it's lightweight, I feel fast, and it's at a great price right now. You can pick them up for around $110 to $120 depending on the colorway. So you guys should check these out. If you like this video, stay tuned for the next review.